My girlfriend quit her job without telling me, then expected me to cover her $2,800 monthly expenses until she found her passion. I'd known her for months. I replied, "That's not going to work," when she said, "But we're basically married." Her name's Melissa. 29, a marketing coordinator at a mid-sized firm in Seattle. We met on Hinge in January, hit it off over some dumb meme about introverts, and by February we were seeing each other 3, sometimes 4 times a week. She was smart, witty, the kind of woman who could make a grocery run sound like a podcast episode. I was 32, a software engineer working remotely for a San Francisco company, living a quiet, a structured life that I liked just fine. Everything between us had felt ... normal, real. We shared playlists, cooked together, traded stories about bad bosses and old relationships. Her apartment smelled like sandalwood and ambition. She had color-coded planners, vision boards, and a 5-year plan taped to her fridge. That's why when she showed up that Tuesday evening, unusually quiet, I knew something was off. She sat at the kitchen island, scrolling her phone. Barely touching the glass of wine I poured her. "You good?" I asked. "Yeah," she said. "Just had an interesting day." I turned off the stove, half joking. "What happened?" "You finally tell your boss he's a jerk." She looked up, eyes steady. "I quit my job." At first, I thought she meant she'd given notice. But no, she'd walked out at lunch, packed her things, and never looked back. Just like that. No plan. No backup. I tried to keep my voice even. "Okay, did something happen? Did someone say something to you?" She shook her head, almost cheerful. "No, I just realized I wasn't happy. It wasn't fulfilling me. I want to find what I'm truly passionate about." There was a pause, the kind of silence where your brain scrambles to make sense of what's just been said. I nodded slowly. "All right. So what's the plan now?" Melissa smiled like she'd rehearsed this part. "That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I should have seen the red flags waving right then. But I didn't." She explained how she wanted to take a few months off, explore online courses, maybe start freelancing, or even launch her own brand. I asked if she had savings. She shrugged. Rent was $1,600, plus car, insurance, phone. Groceries around $2,800 a month. "So," I said, "you'll need something part-time, at least, to keep you afloat." That's when she leaned forward, elbows on the counter, and said it like it was nothing. "I was thinking you could help me out for a while. You make good money, right?" I actually laughed, not cruelly, just out of disbelief. "Wait, what?" "Melissa, we've been dating for months. I'm not paying your bills." Her smile vanished, replaced by a cold glare. "You're serious right now?" "Yeah, you decided to quit your job without a plan. That's your choice, but I'm not funding it." "I thought we were building something," she said, voice trembling. "I thought you cared about me. I do care. But caring doesn't mean I become financially responsible for you." She stood up suddenly, arms crossed. "This isn't about money. This is about you not supporting me when I need it most. We're basically married." That line, "we're basically married." It was like hearing an alarm go off inside my head. I actually choked on my wine. "We're what?" Her tone sharpened. "We've been together for months. We stay at each other's places. We've met each other's friends. You're supposed to support your partner." "Melissa," I said carefully, "we're dating, not married. Not engaged. We haven't even talked about moving in together." She narrowed her eyes. So you're seeing other people, then? That's not what I'm saying. That's exactly what you're saying. She grabbed her purse and stormed toward the door. You know what? I can't believe how selfish you're being. My mum was right to only care about yourself. Melissa, I started, but she was already gone. The door slammed, leaving only the faint sound of her heels echoing down the hall. I just stood there, staring at the empty spot where she'd been sitting, past her cooling on the counter, trying to process how a perfectly normal Tuesday night turned into a breakup over unpaid rent. That night, I poured another glass of wine and replayed the entire conversation in my head. Every word, every expression. Somewhere between I quit my job and we're basically married, I realized I wasn't dealing with a moment of vulnerability. I was dealing with entitlement, and I had no idea just how far that entitlement would go. When I got home that night, she was sitting on the couch, scrolling on her phone like nothing had happened. I walked in, still holding the bill from our landlord, $2,800 due in 3 days. I put it on the table in front of her. She looked at it for 2 seconds and said, "Yeah, I know. I thought you'd handle it this month." Just like that. No hesitation, no guilt. Like it was a normal thing to say. I asked her again, calmly, why she quit her job without even talking to me first. She rolled her eyes and said, "Because I hated it, okay? You don't know what it's like to work somewhere that drains your soul. I thought you'd be supportive instead of interrogating me." Supportive. That word hit me hard, because I had been supportive when she wanted to go back to school, when she switched careers the first time, even when she decided to start that Etsy shop that lasted all of 3 weeks. But this time felt different. This time, she didn't quit because she had a plan. She quit because she expected me to be her plan. I told her that I couldn't just magically cover both our shares of rent and bills. My paycheck barely stretched far enough for my half, my car payment, and groceries. She crossed her arms and said, "You make more than me anyway. It's just temporary." What kind of boyfriend refuses to help his girlfriend when she's struggling? And right there, I realized she didn't see us as a team. She saw me as a safety net. For the next few days, things got tense. She kept giving me the silent treatment, then guilt-tripping me for not being there for her emotionally. I tried to talk about budgeting, maybe cutting some expenses, but she said she wasn't going to live like a broke college kid again. The turning point came on Saturday. I checked our joint account, the one we used for rent and bills, and saw that she had withdrawn $500 without telling me. I confronted her, and she said she needed it for her hair appointment and to feel good about herself. That was it. I told her I was done being her backup plan. If she didn't want to contribute, then she needed to move out. She called me selfish, told me I'd never find someone who loves you like I do. Maybe she was right, but love isn't supposed to feel like a financial hostage situation. 2 weeks later, she packed her stuff and left. No apology, no closure, just silence. But here's the part that surprised me most. A month after she moved out, I started sleeping better. The weight that had been sitting on my chest every night, gone. And when I got my next paycheck, I realized something. It wasn't that I couldn't afford rent. It was that I couldn't afford her. About 6 weeks after she moved out, I got a text from an unknown number. It said, "Hey, can we talk?" I knew who it was instantly. She'd blocked me after our last fight, said she needed space, now. Out of nowhere, she wanted to talk. I ignored it. The next day, another message. "I've been thinking a lot." I wasn't in a good headspace back then. "I just need a chance to explain." I told myself I wouldn't reply. But curiosity got the better of me, so I asked, "What is there to explain? You quit your job, drained our account, and called me selfish for not fixing it." She replied almost instantly, "I messed up. I was overwhelmed. I didn't realize how much I was putting on you. I have a new job now, and I want to make things right." For a moment, I hesitated, because the truth is, I had loved her. But then I remembered those nights, me sitting up at 2 a.m., staring at our bank app, wondering how I was supposed to pay both our bills while she slept peacefully next to me. So, I told her, "I'm glad you're doing better, but I'm not interested in revisiting something that nearly broke me." She sent one last message before disappearing again. "You'll regret this. No one will ever care like I did." Maybe she was right, but caring without responsibility isn't love. A few days later, I shared my story on Reddit, half for closure, half to see if I was crazy for feeling used. The post blew up overnight. Thousands of comments. People telling me I wasn't wrong for setting boundaries. One comment stuck with me. "You didn't lose a partner. You lost a dependent who thought love was a subscription service." That line hit me harder than I expected. Over the next few months, I started getting my life back together. I cooked for myself. I started saving again. I even booked a weekend trip I'd been putting off for years, something I could never do before because I was always covering for both of us sometimes. I still think about her, not with anger, but with a kind of detached gratitude. She taught me what partnership isn't, because love should make you lighter, not poorer. And the day she left, I stopped being broke in every sense of the word.